Paula Vennell's day 2.
I don't recall, I don't remember, I don't think I understood. I don't think I knew that. I have no recollection of that at all.
Over and over and over again. Ian Henderson was one of the second sight forensic accountants who uncovered the post office computer disaster and thus the post office cover-up, and got sacked for doing so by the post office. This programme first revealed covert recordings between Ian Henderson and Paula Vennell's management team, showing Vennell's wasn't focused on miscarriages of justice.
Paula agrees that the original scope of the investigation did not go as far as looking at whether it was the miscarriage of justice point.
Today the inquiry was read an extract from the covert recording. Paula Vennell's indeed not looking for miscarriages of justice.
That's not what she's looking for.
But the inquiry was shown the second sight terms of reference, all about investigating miscarriages of justice. Jason Beer said if the accountants had been able to do their job, a decade of miscarriage of justice may not have happened. Paula Vennell's agreed. Emails showed the post office wanted to force second sight to use just 2 or 3 sub-postmaster cases to prove its computer system wasn't at fault.
Why was the proposal to limit the report to determining whether systemic defects in Horizon had resulted in wrongful convictions on the basis of 2 or 3 cases?
I don't know. I wasn't involved in the conversation.
How could 2 or 3 cases possibly answer the question, have systemic defects in Horizon generally resulted in the wrongful conviction?
They couldn't. They could not possibly do that.
Email after email today unearthed a key part of the post office cover-up. There was a terror of media coverage on radio, newspapers and television. Even when forced to make a statement, therefore, the post office would only give one tiny part of the full truth of the unfolding disaster.
Post office press officer Mark Davis told Paula Vennell's, you can't go back years investigating all these sub-postmasters, and here's why.
And this says, you can't do that, you'll be on the front page. That's a grossly improper perspective, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Then a bombshell. Paula Vennell's warmly welcomed Mark Davis's grossly improper perspective. She wrote back to Davis,
"You're right to call this out. I will take your steer." You did take the advice of the PR guy, didn't you?
I really don't remember it relating to the decision.
Hang on now, please.
Groans of derision from the sub-postmasters at the hearing.
I understand how this reads, but I don't recall making any conscious decision not to go back and put in place a review of all past criminal cases.
Looking on across the country this week, the victims.
I can't understand how she's lost her way. And quite honestly, I find this utterly contemptible, the way she sits there acting like the wounded soldier, when in actual fact she was the commander-in-chief.
I absolutely loved my post office, sorry. I loved my post office branch so much. We know the difference between right and wrong. These people don't. Post Office Limited don't know the difference between right and wrong. Simple as.
As she left, public anger at the woman who was an Anglican priest and shortlisted for Bishop of London, even after the post office disaster.
Rot in hell! You disgust us!
Tomorrow, the last of 3 days of her evidence.